What if everything you thought you knew about Donald Trump only tells half the story? Elon Musk is finally breaking his silence, and he's not holding anything back. From secret deals to political power struggles, it's time to uncover the truths that have been kept under wraps for far too long. Get ready, because Musk is prepared to reveal everything about Donald Trump. The showdown between Elon Musk and Donald Trump has quickly become one of the most sensational political dramas of 2025. Once seen as allies, both sharing a mutual disdain for red tape and a belief in American exceptionalism, these two influential figures are now engaged in a very public and intense feud. But before we continue, we'd love for you to hit the subscribe button if you're enjoying this video. If you just did, we truly appreciate it. Now, let's get back to the main content. Their fallout has shocked political analysts and rattled financial markets alike, raising serious concerns about how personal grudges between powerful people could affect national policies and billion-dollar industries. The rift began when Musk publicly slammed Trump's newly proposed economic agenda called the One Big Beautiful Bill. This ambitious legislation aimed to cut taxes, reduce regulations, and redirect funds away from green energy programs. But Musk, a longtime champion of electric vehicles and renewable energy, didn't hold back, calling the bill a disgusting abomination that would blow up the federal deficit and eliminate key subsidies for electric cars. Musk's harsh words caught many by surprise, especially since he had previously praised Trump for his support of American manufacturing and innovation. Trump, however, took the criticism personally. According to insiders, he was visibly upset during a private meeting in the Oval Office. Reports say Trump accused Musk of suffering from Trump derangement syndrome and expressed deep disappointment, especially given that Musk had benefited significantly from government contracts during Trump's first term. In that meeting, Trump allegedly vowed to retaliate, setting the stage for a heated and very public battle. Things quickly escalated on social media. Musk took to X, formerly Twitter, with a statement that ignited the internet. "Without me, Trump would have lost the election. Such ingratitude." This was seen as a direct jab at Trump's ego and campaign history. Musk seemed to suggest that his ownership of the platform played a crucial role in giving Trump a fair voice during the election cycle. While Trump has often claimed that big tech silenced him, Musk implied that without his intervention, Trump's political comeback might never have happened. But Musk didn't stop there. He later liked and shared a thread that hinted at Trump's connection to the notorious Jeffrey Epstein files. When a post appeared asking whether Trump should be impeached, Musk simply responded with a bold yes. This move sent shockwaves through the media and sparked widespread speculation that Musk isn't just distancing himself from Trump, he's actively working against him. Many saw Musk's move as a major break in their alliance, and as expected, Trump responded aggressively. Behind closed doors and in conversations with his aides, Trump reportedly threatened to cut federal contracts and subsidies tied to Musk's companies, including SpaceX and Tesla. Reports from The Washington Post and CBS News revealed that Trump was even considering using executive authority to steer federal projects away from Musk's control. For Musk, this wasn't just political posturing. It was a direct threat to his business empire. Tesla has long relied on environmental incentives, and SpaceX plays a vital role in NASA's missions. True to form, Musk didn't back down. He fired back with a mix of sarcasm and strategic humor. During a live-stream Q&A, he joked about decommissioning the Crew Dragon spacecraft that SpaceX operates for NASA. "If the government won't support what we do, maybe it's time to just focus on Mars," he quipped. While clearly tongue-in-cheek, the comment highlighted the mounting pressure he faced. Still, Musk later made it clear he had no plans to walk away from U.S. government contracts, showing a level of pragmatism and awareness of the bigger picture. But Musk isn't stopping there. He's now pulling back the curtain on some long-hidden truths about Trump. One of the key issues Musk is raising is what he calls weaponized empathy, a troubling trend he believes is eroding the foundations of Western society. To Musk, this kind of empathy isn't about genuine kindness or compassion. It's a tool for control, manipulation, and pushing specific political agendas. And he argues that Trump, despite his tough conservative persona, has also played a role in this game. In a recent talk, Musk explained that modern liberal politics often use empathy not as a way to help people, but as a power grab. He said this approach cloaks itself in emotional appeals and promises of care, while actually weakening the country over time. According to Musk, people are being conditioned to respond emotionally rather than think critically. This, he warns, paves the way for policies that seem benevolent on the surface but cause harm in the long run. He painted a picture of a society where decisions aren't based on logic or the national interest, but on emotional pressure. In this climate, Musk said, people fear speaking honestly. Anyone who questions policies aimed at vulnerable groups risks being branded cold-hearted or hateful. This, he believes, stifles real discussion and pushes the nation toward what he calls civilizational suicide. Though the term sounds harsh, Musk stands firmly behind it. He warned that Western civilization is heading down a dangerous road where excessive empathy weakens national strength. When empathy is left unchecked, dangerous policies can flourish, he said. Musk emphasized that empathy is positive when balanced, but taken too far, it results in choices that ultimately hurt the very people they claim to protect. He also warned that many young people are being taught to feel guilty about their own success or patriotism, a mindset that, according to him, leads to a society incapable of defending itself. According to Musk, a civilization that refuses to defend its core values and protect its own people is headed for collapse. In his words, empathy is being weaponized against us. During an interview, a close Musk confidant described just how deeply committed Elon has become to this issue. Elon absolutely believes in helping others, the associate said, but he also thinks we need to take care of our own people first. If we don't, there won't be anything left to give. Musk's perspective has sparked intense debate. Some agree with him, saying it's time for the country to wake up and rethink its priorities. Others argue he's being too severe, and that empathy should remain the foundation of national policy. But Musk remains unwavering. He insists that unless people recognize how empathy is being exploited to manipulate and divide them, the situation will only deteriorate. Another system Musk is calling out is one that impacts Americans deeply: the healthcare system. What he reveals about it goes beyond politics. It cuts to the heart of what he believes is fracturing the nation from the inside. Healthcare and immigration, a system under pressure. Musk has made several pointed remarks, making it clear he believes Trump's policies, along with those of other leaders, are quietly undermining American healthcare. He warns that the country is becoming dangerously reliant on immigrant labor, especially in the medical sector. Instead of addressing the fundamental issues, politicians are pouring money into a system that's broken. Musk points out that large hospital networks are pushing for looser immigration policies, not out of a genuine desire for diversity or compassion, but to hire cheaper workers. He highlights how the skyrocketing costs of medical school, years of unpaid training, and crushing student debt are making it nearly impossible for many young Americans to enter healthcare professions. Hospitals then fill those gaps with immigrant labor. Musk warns that while this quick fix may seem to work short-term, it creates long-term risks. When a country depends heavily on foreign talent for critical services like healthcare, it risks losing its ability to be self-sufficient. If you want to build a lasting civilization, you have to invest in your own people first, Musk said. Otherwise, you're just renting talent, and rented talent doesn't stick around forever. One of Musk's biggest concerns is the soaring cost of providing free healthcare to undocumented immigrants. He pointed out that states like California are spending billions annually to provide full medical services to non-citizens. Initial estimates put the cost around $3 billion, but new numbers suggest it could be as high as $9 billion, and Musk warns that figure will only continue to climb. That number will grow without limit, he said. Why wouldn't it? If it's free, why wouldn't everyone come? Musk also stressed that this spending is not just unfair to taxpayers, it's damaging the quality of care. In many areas, especially California, there are simply too many patients and not enough doctors. While the wealthy can afford private care, the average person often waits hours, sometimes weeks, just to see a doctor. The elites in California are doing fine, Musk said, but your average Californian, not so much. Rather than depending on endless waves of immigration, Musk suggested a bold alternative: a complete overhaul of how the United States trains doctors and healthcare professionals. He believes artificial intelligence could play a major role in speeding up medical education while maintaining high standards. Musk explained that AI could support faster, more efficient training processes. Beyond education, he sees AI helping with patient diagnosis, hospital data management, and even assisting in surgeries. A healthcare worker recently weighed in on Musk's ideas, saying, "I've experienced what Elon's talking about. We're stretched thin, ERs are overcrowded, and we're struggling to keep up. We need more doctors, more support, and a better system. If AI can help us get there, I'm all for it." But Musk's revelations don't stop there. He's also shedding light on behind-the-scenes government operations, bringing secretive activities into the public eye. What he's exposing is challenging people's trust in how the government really functions. One key focus is what Musk calls the Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE. As his conflict with Trump intensifies, Musk has become more vocal about the hidden workings of the U.S. government. He introduced DOGE as a task force aimed at injecting private sector efficiency into government operations. Musk described DOGE as a fast-moving unit designed to audit agencies, identify wasteful spending, and recommend cuts to outdated programs. Unlike typical government bodies that move at a snail's pace, DOGE was intended to operate like a startup, swift, decisive, and accountable. The concept was straightforward. Treat the government like one of Musk's companies, focused, lean, and transparent. If something's broken, don't just fix it, Musk said. Tear it down and rebuild it smarter. This philosophy guided DOGE's mission as Musk pushed for aggressive budget reviews. He pointed out that many agencies are weighed down by layers of management, outdated infrastructure, and programs that exist solely to spend money without delivering results. During his review, Musk uncovered reports revealing billions in taxpayer dollars wasted. For instance, one federal agency spent millions on diversity and equity training, but failed to meet basic service goals. In another case, a government department hadn't been audited in over a decade, with financial records full of errors and questionable spending. Musk called this a quiet disaster hidden from public scrutiny. DOGE sparked major controversy in Washington. Some politicians praised Musk's push for accountability, calling it long overdue. Others accused him of using DOGE to advance his own agenda and cut funding from programs he opposed. Critics argued Musk was moving too fast without considering the long-term consequences. But Musk remained firm, insisting that delays and excuses are part of the problem. "Every day we wait is another day taxpayers lose," he said. In a recent interview, a former government advisor who worked closely with DOGE shared their perspective. "Elon didn't come in to make friends," the advisor said. "He came to fix what was broken. He wasn't afraid to call things out or cancel projects. That kind of boldness is rare in government." The advisor added that some departments resisted DOGE's audits, hiding behind bureaucratic red tape and mountains of paperwork. But Musk kept pushing, demanding real results. This feud is escalating rapidly, and the fallout promises to be chaotic. Stay tuned. What happens next could change everything. Tesla's stock took a heavy hit, plunging as much as 18% during intraday trading, the company's sharpest drop in nearly 5 years, before recovering slightly to close down 14.3%, or $47.35. This dramatic sell-off reflects growing investor anxiety about the vulnerability of Musk's business empire, which is deeply tied to federal government support. These government payments have been flowing for more than 2 decades. The earliest publicly available contract dates back to 2003 between the Department of Defense and Space Exploration Technologies, highlighting the long-standing connection between Musk's ventures and government funding. With $38 billion in government contracts on the line, this is a significant chunk of revenue for both SpaceX and Tesla. Trump's threats to cut off Musk's subsidies and contracts have understandably rattled investors. The conflict has gotten so intense that Musk's family has stepped in. Elon's father, Elon Musk, called the feud with President Trump a mistake and said both men have been under incredible stress for months. Speaking from a lounge at Delhi Airport to Al Arabiya English, Errol urged his son to let the conflict die down, telling him to make sure this fizzles out. This family intervention shows just how personally taxing the battle has become for both sides. According to Elon Musk, the feud stems from months of immense pressure, and it's time for the billionaire and the former president to put an end to their public clash. The consequences of their fight go beyond personal grudges. They threaten to disrupt vital government operations, unsettle financial markets, and cast uncertainty over some of America's most critical technological assets. When Musk bought Twitter for $44 billion in 2022, his mission was bold: to transform it into a digital public square where free speech could thrive without corporate censorship. His vision focused on breaking down what he saw as systemic bias in content moderation, bias that had muted conservative voices and limited open debate. The rebranding of Twitter as X was more than cosmetic. It was a test of Musk's belief that unfettered conversation, even when controversial or uncomfortable, is essential to democracy. Under Musk's leadership, the platform significantly cut back on content moderation, reinstated many banned accounts, and introduced new verification processes aimed at democratizing influence rather than concentrating it with traditional media power players. But now, Trump's growing hostility threatens to derail this ambitious experiment. The former president's threats to cut government subsidies could force Musk to pull back from projects that rely on ongoing political support, possibly even the essential infrastructure that keeps X running and evolving. More importantly, this conflict highlights the fragile nature of Musk's interconnected business model, where revenue from government-backed ventures like SpaceX and Tesla bankrolls his riskier projects in social media and artificial intelligence. Musk's technological ambitions stretch far beyond social platforms. Through Neuralink, he envisions a future where human brains directly interface with AI, potentially treating neurological disorders and boosting cognitive abilities. Meanwhile, his work with XAI aims to create artificial general intelligence that stays aligned with human values, tackling the existential dangers posed by unchecked AI development. These initiatives demand huge investments, regulatory cooperation, and public trust, resources that become much harder to secure when the most powerful political figure in the world sees you as an enemy. One of Musk's most daring projects is SpaceX's mission to colonize Mars, establishing a self-sufficient human settlement as a safeguard against Earth's potential civilizational collapse. This multi-generational goal depends heavily on NASA contracts and government backing, which makes Trump's threats especially risky. SpaceX has become a cornerstone of America's space capabilities, managing everything from ferrying astronauts to launching military satellites. Cutting ties with Musk's companies wouldn't just hurt his businesses, it could delay U.S. space exploration by decades and give strategic advantages to rival nations. Investors are starting to voice serious concerns about how Musk's political battles might be hurting his business empire. Tesla's profits have dipped amid rising competition in the electric vehicle market, while Musk's focus is spread across multiple ventures and political controversies. Shareholders worry that his combative political stance could alienate customers and partners, threatening the very companies that fund his grand technological dreams. What do you think about Elon Musk exposing Trump? Is he uncovering the truth or just adding fuel to the fire? Share your thoughts in the comments below.